prophet Muhammad Echino okomcheni bia mba abiom na nyankopon so ne wo nkasa aya enti what is wrong with Abraham saying say nyame ne obi ankasa.
The thing is that Quran can say sanurihim ayatina in Quran Surah Al-Anbiya nyankopon see Quran ayedi ma wono eye nsenkreni na mo ye be kire nsenkreni in the universe and within their own self till they testify that nsema odi ba ne firi nyankopon chen. For instance, and the Big Bang theory, scientists talks about Big Bang theory. Almost see, are they been exploding here?
You don't have any idea what you're talking about.
And Emma, we are seen by. So Muhammad spoke about it 1,400 and something years during that time. Michael, yani machine bia.
That's what she come to her.
Muhammad spoke about how the world begin in the Quran in Surah Al-Anbiya. That's Quran 21 verses. 30 downwards. وسي أولا يرى الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا فتناهما. Do the non-believers, don't they see that the heaven and the earth were joined together and we clothed it ascended and a being. So scientists came 600 years, then they realized that we are seeing the first a boom now, Big Bang theory by explosion by.
Oh wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
When Shaykh Muhammad was able to tell us that the heaven and the earth were joined together and a Big Bang theory, and a scientist but later 600 years after him, and Omamu said, Nsama Muhammad can say, me patro who told Muhammad during that time.
Ali do have no idea what a Big Bang is. He doesn't know what it means at all. You better check Quran 21 verse 13.
Do they not see the heavens and the earth were one entity and we separated them?
Having been separated from earth, ne kukwana story ne ewo ho long time kura ansana. Muhammad iba. Maybe mamu examples kakrami sha se edi free the Sumerians no.
The Sumerian Song of Ho said, "Did he hasten to separate heaven from earth, and hasten to separate earth from heaven?"
Babylonians no musomo sa kukwana story wibia.
The Babylonian myth of Enuma Elish says, when the heavens had been separated from the earth.
Sawuko Chinese creation myth so pangu or separate earth and heaven or pushie. Egypt so story never ansana Islam Kureba.
In ancient Egyptian mythology, Jeb representing earth and Nut representing heaven were separated on the orders of the god Ra.
In Tisaku Kwana's story where heaven and earth are joined together. Never no woman because Quran adia dance here. Quran half Quran or Mukutano. Idea dance Kurase na Krofona Omo Anji Mohammed and Tumunu. The Omu who said Mohammed will chant Rono. And as a Mohammed will copy stories are never heard that Odi Guni Kuramno. Omu Kachara Mohammed. Omu Kacharano. This is nothing but tales of the ancients. Ewa Quranum, ewa Maukasamabukum. Big Bang no. And this a bomb bia obia set bomb and a bomb in the boom. And a enye to say heaven be any earth be any journey and a obi separate or there be.
It should be mentioned that under no circumstances can the Big Bang be described as separating heaven from earth. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion of matter, it was an expansion of space. At no point was the earth separated from anything. On the contrary, earth came together from debris 9 billion years after the initial expansion.
Big Bang no, a happy 9 billion years later, and 84 me, and there is no point in time, na earth, any heaven be journey da, Emma obi be separate or more, there be Big Bang see, expansion of space, air coso, 9 billion years later, 9 billion years later, and 84 me, Intimate Islamic scholar be video be Eddie Baba Baba Kaho. Honest Islamic scholar Obeka Alpha Big Bang no concerning to Quran. There be any Sheikh Ahmed Awal. There be Sheikh Ahmed Awal the one to chant.
You peace and blessing of Allah be upon you.
What about the Big Bang? This for me is even worse. We don't even study the science. We don't even study the science. We discussed this a few days ago in the philosophy of science, where we look at popular magazines. The Big Bang, bro, it's a fact. That's why I'm putting it into the Quran, or I'm trying to use it to prove the Quran, because the Big Bang is a fact, bro. That's why we're dismissing evolution, because it's just a theory. Which, by the way, well-confirmed theories are facts in science. Yeah, but put that aside. The Big Bang's a fact. So, the Quran says in chapter 21 verse 30, have not those who disbelieve known that the heavens and the earth were one piece and then we parted them? No one knew this before, bro. We just discovered the Big Bang, just a few decades ago. Hold on a second. You have Sumerian literature, which I believe is like 5,000 to 6,000 years old, in the Epic of Gilgamesh. It basically says when the heavens had been separated from the earth, when the earth had been delimited from the heavens, when the fame of mankind had been established. Very similar kind of theme and concepts here. Now, important note, we are not saying the Quran or the Prophet ﷺ borrowed knowledge. We're not saying this. All we're saying is if you're going to make a claim about the Book of Allah, it has to be watertight, as best as possible. It has to be based on not only a classical, robust methodology that's in line with your intellect, common sense if you like, but it's also philosophically robust and it's in line with our theology. That's what we're saying, inshallah. So, the other historical false assumption that we use is the Prophet ﷺ could not have had access to the knowledge implied by the Quranic verses.
So the question is that Muhammad, where did he That's the main problem. So who told Muhammad during the time?
Absolutely wrong. There is a hadith, a prophetic tradition in Sahih Muslim, in an authentic tradition, as narrated by Muslim. He said, I intended to prohibit the cohabitation with the suckling women, breastfeeding women, and I considered the Romans and Persians and saw that they suckled their children, and this thing, cohabiting with the women who are breastfeeding, does not do any harm to the women. This is authentic narration. The Prophet ﷺ looked into other civilizations, the Persians and Romans, to derive an understanding of the science at the time to see if it harmed anybody. This is a beautiful tradition because it teaches us that we could go to other civilizations and learn and share knowledge. But you can't now claim he could have never had access to knowledge. Really? But this tradition says that he had access to some knowledge.
So the question is that Muhammad, where did he That's the main problem.
Not only this, if you study Islamic history, Mecca was a trading place. Many people would come from and go to China, India, get spices and leather and all of these things. They didn't go with a fast jet. They would take months or years to get there. What do you think they did? They vowed like 2 years of silence and vowed not to interact with anybody. There was going to be inevitable cross-cultural fertilization, if you like. Different ideas being shared. Even the Islamic historian Ira M. Lapidus, in his book The History of Islamic Societies, he says by the mid-6th century, as heir to Petra and Palmyra, Mecca became one of the important caravan cities of the Middle East. The Meccans carried spices, leather, drugs, cloth and slaves which had come from Africa or the Far East to Syria and returned money, weapons, cereals and wine to Arabia. There was cross-cultural fertilization. People exchanging ideas, which was obvious, right? Even the concept of the miswak and the concept of cupping, these things are Babylonian or Chinese respectively. Eh?
So the question is that Muhammad, where did he That's the main problem.
We any problem biya alidu. Muhammad ankasa kura ni grandfather, wadi ni grandfather chi amo kwa ye business pen. Ena ye nyina ye nim sana we share ni first wife. The Emma ni ko share ni first wife nyina it is all through business. Maka ankasa kura po pagan for no omo beya haja. Nkrofo bebre ba ho omo di stories ba. My identity say na ye lucky Muhammad shedemu.